Introduction. Cell is the structural and functional unit of life. All living organisms are made of cells. Cells are similar to bricks that are assembled to make buildings. Similarly, cells are assembled to make the body of every organism. Therefore, cells are the building blocks of an organism. Discovery of cells. Robert Hooke discovered cells in 1665. When he observed thin slices of cork, part of bark of a tree, under a self-designed microscope, he noticed that there are many partitioned boxes or compartments like a honeycomb. Each box was separated from the other by a wall. Hooke coined the term cell for each box. Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Schwann in 1838 postulated cell theory. The cell theory states that all living organisms are formed of one or more cells. New cells arise from pre-existing cells by cell division. Cell is the fundamental unit of structure and function in living organism. Number of cells. The number of cells in an organism may vary from 1 to millions and trillions. According to the number of cells, organisms are classified into unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organism, uni, 1, cellular, cell, organisms composed of one single cell. Single cell performs all the vital activities needed for sustaining life like growth, reproduction, locomotion, excretion etc. X, amoeba, paramecium, chlamydomonas etc. Multicellular organisms, multi, many, cellular, cell, organisms composed of more than one cell. The cells of these organisms usually perform specialized functions. Example, plants, animals, etc. The cell shows variety of shapes depending on the function they perform. Different shapes of cells are oval, round or spherical, human RBC, ovum; spindle-shaped, long and pointed at both ends, muscle cell; branched and elongated, nerve cells; kidney-shaped, guard cells in leaves. Some cells keep on changing their shape. Example, WBC and human; amoeba, single-celled, keeps on changing its shape during locomotion through pseudopodia, false feet, and digestion of food. Vacuole. The cell and its components are enclosed in a membrane called cell membrane. These membranes provide shape to the cells of plants and animals. Plant cells have an additional covering over membranes called cell wall. Cell wall gives shape and rigidity to the cells. Size of cells. Cell sizes in living organism are measured in micrometer. Most cells range from 5 to 15 micrometer. Smallest cell is 0.1 to half a millimeter in bacteria. Largest cell is 170 mm. 130 mm is the egg of ostrich. Longest cells in humans are nerve cells, 1 to 2 meters. Size of cells is independent on the size of an organism but depends on its function. Example, nerve cell in both elephant and rat are long and branched. They both perform the same function of transferring messages. Level of organization in unicellular organism. Single cell perform all the vital functions. It functions independently. Whereas, multicellular organisms have various level of organization within them. Individual cells may perform a specific function or work together as a functional unit for the organism. The cells are dependent on one another. There are 5 levels of organization in multicellular organisms from simplest to most complex. Cell, the fundamental unit of structure and function in living organism. Example, blood cells, nerve cells, etc. Tissue, group of cells that have similar structure and function to perform specific activity forms a tissue. Example, connective, epithelial, muscle, nerve tissue, etc. Organ, group of tissue, which are same at their structure and perform similar activity constitute an organ. Example, heart, brain, skin, etc. Organ system, many organs together form an organ system. Organs made up of group of tissues organize themselves to perform a specific activity for an organism. Example, circulatory system, nervous system, etc. Organism, aggregation of organ system constitutes organism. The human has 11 organ systems. Therefore, the correct order for level of organization in multicellular organism is, cells, greater than tissues, greater than organs, greater than organ systems, greater than organisms. Cell is made up of basically 3 components, cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Cell membrane. The outer boundary of cell enclosing nucleus and cytoplasm is called cell membrane or plasma membrane. The cell membrane separates cell and its components from the outside environment. Also, it separates cells from one another. The cell membrane is porous to specific ions and organic molecules and controls the movement of substances in and out of the cells. Therefore, the cell membrane is selectively permeable. It gives shape to the cell. In plant cells, there is an additional thick layer surrounding cell membrane called cell wall. The cell wall gives rigidity to the cell. It protects the plant cells against different environmental conditions like high wind speed, atmospheric pressure, etc. We can observe cells in the leaf peel of Tradescantia, Alodia, Rio or onion peel. Cytoplasmid is a jelly-like fluid present between nucleus and cell membrane. Organelles like chloroplast, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, etc. are dispersed in cytoplasm. Generally, it is spherical in shape and located in the center of the cell. A membrane called nuclear membrane separates nucleus from the cytoplasm. The nucleus is the control center as it regulates all the activities of the cell. When nucleus is observed under microscope, a small spherical body in the nucleus was seen and called nucleus. Also, it contains thread-like structures called chromosome. These chromosomes carry genetic material, genes, and help in inheritance/transfer of characters from parents to offspring. The nuclear membrane is porous and allows the movement of materials between cytoplasm and nucleoplasm, nucleolus and chromosomes. On the basis of presence of nuclear membrane, cells are classified into two categories as follows: prokaryotic cells, primitive, karyon, nucleus. The cells without a well-defined nucleus and the nuclear material are in the form of nucleoid dispersed in the cytoplasm are called prokaryotic cells. These cells are present in primitive organisms called prokaryotes. Example: bacteria and blue-green algae. Eukaryotic cells, true, karyon, nucleus. The cells with well-defined nucleus and a distinct nuclear membrane are called eukaryotic cells. Except bacteria and blue-green algae, all other organisms are called eukaryotes. Protoplasmid is the living substance of the cell. It includes both cytoplasm and nucleus. Vacuole. Vacuoles are membrane-bound transparent organelle present in both animal and plant cell. They are small and many in animal cells whereas large and one in most of the plant cells. Vacuoles preserve the turgidity of the cell and also store waste material in them. Vacuoles are occupied with water containing inorganic and organic molecules. Plastids are mainly present only in plants and cyanobacteria. They are several small colored bodies scattered in the cytoplasm of leaf cells. There are three different types of plastids as follows: chloroplasts. Green-colored plastids are called chloroplasts. The green color is due to the presence of pigment chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs energy and is compulsory for the process of photosynthesis. Chromaplasts, colored plastids, which provide colors to different parts of the plant, flowers and fruits, are called chromaplasts. They manufacture and accumulate carotenoid pigments. Leucoplasts, colorless plastids occur in the storage part of the plant. The differences and similarities between plant and animal cells are as follows.